Crestwood Court, formerly Crestwood Plaza, was a shopping mall in Crestwood, Missouri that opened in 1957 and closed in 2012. If you've clicked onto this video, then you know what today is. It's Monday, Mall Madness. Every Monday I'll be releasing a new video on a defunct or maybe not so defunct mall and its history. Make sure you stick around to the very end of the videos. I'd like to see if you, the viewer, are paying attention. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for my latest mall video, defunct store, occasional throwback Thursday, or soda history. Leave a suggestion about a future video or memories of this mall. Thanks. Among the earliest regional class shopping centers in Greater St. Louis, Crestwood Plaza was built on a 34-acre plot. The property was located 12 miles southwest of St. Louis in a bedroom community of Crestwood. Crestwood Plaza was developed by Heisel Properties. It was designed by Richard Hafner and the Millstone Construction Company. The open-air complex originally encompassed approximately 550,000 leasable square feet. There was a full basement with a lower-level arcade shops concourse. Crestwood Plaza was anchored by a two-level, 156,000 square foot Sears. This store was dedicated along with National Shirt Shops, Baker's Shoes, the Children's Shops, and a 23,000 square foot Kroger supermarket on March 21st, 1957. There was also a Walgreens Drug, Lerner Shops, Tom McCann Shoes, and a two-level, 36,000 square foot FW Woolworths, which opened on May 19, 1957. A third group of tenants began business in August of 1957. The center's second anchor, a three-level, 165,000 square foot Scruggs, Vandervoort and Barney, aka Vandervoorts, welcomed its first shoppers on August 14, 1958. The final phase was completed in August of 1958, and the strip center now housed 37 stores. It had a four-level parking area and could accommodate 2,500 cars. At that point, it was a popular shopping destination, and so noteworthy that none other than John F. Kennedy gave a speech there on campaign stops in October of 1960. In his speech, he promised to strike a blow for freedom. There was no on-site cinema. However, the 66 Park Inn Theater had opened in 1948. It was located directly across from the shopping center and was in business until 1994. A sit-down venue, the Crestwood Theater, operated between 1964 and 1986. It was located 1/2 mile west of Crestwood Plaza on Watson Road. Sears expanded its store with a third floor and an enlarged auto center. The building now encompassed 221,000 square feet, and it was rededicated on November 11, 1963. 3 years later, an enclosed wing was added to the east end of the Crestwood Plaza. Designed by Seattle's John Graham Jr., it was built over a three-level parking garage. This also included a four-level, 252,000 square foot Sticks, Bear and Fuller. This store opened its doors on January 23, 1967. On September 15, 1969, Vandervoort's store closed. It would reopen as a rebranded Famous Bar. With all of these improvements and additions, the complex covered approximately 650,000 leasable square feet. Expanded parking facilities accommodated 5,400 cars. The mall was subject of a 1975 lawsuit related to a Kroger supermarket that formerly operated within it. The suit was filed after Kroger moved to a new store across the street in 1972 and subleased its space in the mall to Tipton Electronics. Mall owners wanted to terminate the lease with Kroger, but Kroger wanted to maintain the sublease. The suit ruled in Kroger's favor. Between September 1983 and October of 1984, the open-air strip center was given a $25 million overhaul. It re-emerged as the so-called Ultra Mall. A second expansion of the Crestwood Plaza had got underway, and the original strip center was rebuilt as a fully enclosed mall with store blocks added to the south side. The cornucopia and the market were installed in the basement. An official dedication was held on October 3, 1984. The American multi-cinema Crestwood Plaza 5 megaplex, adjacent to the cornucopia, showed its first features on March 21, 1986, and was located in the lower-level space. By 1986, the 140-store Crestwood Plaza was one of its, not the largest, enclosed mall in Greater St. Louis. In 1985, the Sticks, Bear and Fuller, closed. It would reopen as a Dillards. A Woolworth store at the mall closed in 1988 and was replaced by 18 smaller stores a year later. During a renovation completed in May of 1992, a second cinema was installed on the northeast corner of the mall's main level in back of Dillard's. The two cinemas operated together for approximately 1 year. Then the basement venue was shuttered and reconfigured as a video arcade. The cinema behind Dillard's was expanded into a 10-screen venue, which was known as the AMC Crestwood Plaza 10. Crestwood Plaza now spanned around 1,017,000 leasable square feet and housed over 140 stores and services under its roof. Australia-based Westfield acquired the mall in January of 1998. In November of that same year, they renamed it the Westfield Shopping Town Crestwood. This was shortened to Westfield Crestwood in June of 2005. By the early 21st century, the mall was in a downward spiral. St. Louis Galleria in 1986 had proven to be too close for comfort. Gravois Bluffs, built in 2000, also contributed to the decline of the Crestwood Mall. Part of the mall's decline was blamed on the Westfield Group, which had purchased the mall in 1998 and renamed it the Westfield Shopping Town Crestwood. But they didn't invest in updating the mall, and it continued to decline. It was later sold again and became Crestwood Court, but at that point, the writing was pretty much on the wall. In 2002, the mall still provided the city with $1.7 million in tax income, which had dropped to $1.1 million by 2006. By 2011, the sales tax receipts amounted to only $300,000, mostly from Sears. Famous Bar considered closing their Crestwood location in September of 2005. In September of 2006, Famous Bar closed. It would reopen and rebranded as Macys. In October of 2007, Dillards closed their store. By then, only 60 retailers were still in business there. The struggling shopping center was sold to a joint venture of Centrum Properties and New York City-based Angelo Gordon and Company in March of 2008. The official name was changed to Crestwood Court. The new owners instituted the Art Space Project, which was a novel method of filling vacancies. 60 spaces were leased for a mere $50 to $100 per month to art galleries, dance studios, and theater tenants. Meanwhile, an ambitious redevelopment was announced, with most of the existing structure to be razed and replaced by an open-air lifestyle venue. Progress was delayed. On April 1, 2009, Macys closed. By late 2011, the long-delayed redevelopment was gaining momentum once again. Most of the mall tenants that survived through this period were small non-retail businesses such as dance studios or art galleries. By late 2012, only LensCrafters was hanging on. In April of 2012, Sears closed. It was the final operational anchor at this mall. The mall officially closed on July 11, 2013, and LensCrafters shut its doors a couple months later. The Crestwood Court renovation project fell through when the owner defaulted on their loan. Another stumbling block presented itself when Crestwood City Fathers rejected a $34 million tax abatement-based overhaul. An abandoned property was to be sold in an online auction, which was to commence on May 15, 2013. This event was delayed until April of 2014. Chicago's based Urban Street Group, LLC, purchased the mall and indicated that the site would be redeveloped in a residential and retail capacity. Demolition commenced in May of 2016, with the entirety of the shopping hub being razed. A mixed-use complex, tentatively known as the Crest, was among two redevelopment concepts drawn up. This $99 million project, which was to include an upscale bowling alley, megaplex cinema, big box store, high-end restaurants, and residential units, was scheduled for late 2018 grand opening. The mall was torn down in 2017, but it wasn't until September 2018 that Mount Crestwood was finally bulldozed. Unfortunately, the Crest proposal was rejected, and Walbert Properties was hired in late 2018. Their redevelopment plan for a Crestwood City Center also included residential, office, and entertainment components, but would only have smaller retail stores in its tenant mix. It was hoped that construction might be underway by the summer of 2020, but unfortunately the developer pulled out of the project in June of 2020 due to COVID-19 related shutdowns. A joint venture of Dillards Markets and McBride Homes was formed to redevelop the former mall site. A final plan was approved by City's Planning, Zoning, and Architectural Review Commission in March of 2022. A new Crestwood Crossing complex would be anchored by a single-level 72,000 square foot Dillards Market and include a 32,000 square foot office and retail space. An additional 10,500 square feet of freestanding restaurants would also be built. Dillards Market opened as the first operational Crestwood Crossing tenant on March 28, 2023. A Villages at Crestwood Crossing's subdivision will eventually encompass 79 single-family residential units, which are ready for occupancy in summer of 2023. Congratulations, you made it this far into the video.
When I find you.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
So let's see how close you were paying attention to my video. So how many anchor stores closed in this mall? So if your answer is 6, give yourself a hand. You were paying attention. Thanks for watching. So what do you remember about this mall? Leave a comment or some more details that I may have missed, or maybe even a suggestion for a future mall video you would like to see. Don't forget to hit that like button, and please subscribe to Eric C. Productions. Thanks for watching.